Good evening. A 13-year-old girl from Wiltshire has died just a day after being diagnosed with cancer. Tanisha.Missing was a typical teenager who went to the doctor with a cough, but weeks later she was dead.
Her mother says her world has been turned upside down, and as she struggles to get over the shock, she wanted to share her story with us. Julia Corsten reports.
In today's video, we're going to be doing a cinnamon challenge. We've never done it before, so if it turns out as a disaster, then don't mind us. Yeah.
Tanisha was like any other 13-year-old. Into sport, she dreamed of being an accountant or a lawyer.
She was quiet. She didn't have a bad bone in her body. I never even had to tell her off, you know? She was like an angel. She was like the perfect person. And everybody that knows her would probably say the same.
5 weeks ago, Tanisha developed a cough. When it didn't improve, she had more tests, but it wasn't good news.
They put Tanisha on the bed thing to give her an examination and she couldn't breathe. And at that point, they said, your daughter has lymphoma in her chest. That's why she can't breathe properly. And then they said, Tanisha, you have cancer, do you understand that? My heart just dropped because I was thinking to myself, how can you tell a 13-year-old girl like that?
With tumours surrounding her heart, Tanisha needed urgent surgery to improve her breathing, but her condition quickly deteriorated in theatre.
The alarms went off and the nurse said, like, Mum, can you come out? So I got up to walk out and I said to myself, I can't leave her. So I walked back and I looked at her and that's when I saw her pass away.
It was 2 days before Tanisha's 14th birthday, just 17 hours after her diagnosis.
Numb, hurt, angry, sad, every emotion you can imagine in one. Shocked. I was thinking, how can I be walking out of here without my child? I was only here yesterday.
Kelly says she's still waiting for answers about Tanisha's sudden death as she plans a princess funeral for her daughter. Julia Corsten, BBC Points West, Calm.
Well, Salisbury Hospital has started an investigation into Tanisha's death, and they and the Bristol Children's Hospital have both sent their condolences to the family. Our health correspondent, Matthew Hill, is with us now. Matthew, it's a very sad and a very shocking report, but how rare is this?
Well, it is very sad, but as you say, but it is incredibly rare to get these types of blood cancers in childhood. I mean, the good news on blood cancer is that they are eminently treatable, even if something like lymphoma is detected at a late stage. It can be very often cured in children under 15. When they get older, it's far less curable.
For family doctors who see people with coughs every day, how hard is it to spot the ones that are really serious and need urgent attention and ones that will just go away?
Well, GPs are the real strength of the NHS. They are the gatekeepers, and so it's their job really to balance the risks of having scans and things. And so if a patient presents with a cough, losing weight, then their first thought will be, is this some sort of infection? Shall we treat it that way? And if it doesn't go away, then they think about scans. In America, where you go to a specialist, you're far more likely to have a scan. Now, a child who has a CT scan is 3 times more likely to develop cancer as a result later in their life. So these are very difficult decisions that GPs have to make. They have to weigh up the pros and cons. And occasionally you'll get very rare cases like this, where sadly things don't end up well.
OK, well, thanks for explaining that for us, Matthew Hill. David.
And of course our hearts go out to the family. Now, police say